What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome to another 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour challenge where we attempt to build the same type of ship in 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour and see what we come out with. This time we're building welding ships. If you haven't seen the last time where we built mining ships, check that out right here. But anyway, yeah, basically we only get 1 minute to start, then we get 10 minutes, and then we get 1 hour and build a ship with those time restrictions. We're gonna start with the 1 minute one. Let me get my timer on the screen. There it is. I've got a timer on my phone as well that I'm gonna hit at the same time so that it goes off and I can hear it because the one on the screen doesn't make a noise. And we're gonna get going. So we only have 1 minute to build this ship. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Build a welding ship rather. Okay, so for a welding ship, I'm gonna start with a cargo container because that's probably the most important thing, and then a connector because those are easy. Maybe I'll go double cargo containers. Oh nope, it's not cooperating. Okay, I'm panicking already. You can tell. We need a battery. Okay, throw a battery on the. Let's throw it on the top right here. Battery right there. We need a cockpit. Let's put it right here. Now gyros, I'm not going to wait till the last minute this time. Let's put 2 gyros like that. We need thrusters. Let's get some thrusters along the side right there. Oh, I'm not using symmetry mode either. Oh no. Okay, forward. Where's my forwards? Forward, backward, left. How's the timer doing? 24 seconds. Right. And there we go. Okay, we have some more time to play with. So you know what? Maybe I need to add, what do I want to add? I built everything so quickly. Let's add maybe more battery power here. Maybe some small batteries on the side. 1, 2 like that, and then 1, 2 like that. We have 7 seconds left. I'm gonna make this a little bit nicer. And am I missing any thrusters? Oh shoot, I only have 2 of those because I don't have symmetry mode. Okay, it's fine. Let's stop right there. And okay, there is what we came out with. Oh my gosh. Okay, for some reason when I was building these, I thought I had symmetry mode on, so I thought that I'd build them on the other side, but it didn't build them there, so that's fine. This is what we come out with 1 minute, and I think, you know what? I think that's probably a pretty solid miner. It's gonna look a lot like our little welding ship that we built in 1 minute, with only one thing right here. I panicked a little bit, thought I would have a little bit less time than I did. I probably could have gone with 2 welders if I wanted to, but it's fine. This is what we end up with. All right, next we have 10 minutes, which is a lot more time. Let me throw that on the timer here. There we go. So with a 10-minute ship, we'll be able to do a little bit more than we were with the 1 minute ship, hopefully getting more welding power and more thrust. So let's get this one started in 3, 2, 1. Now let's build a 10-minute welder. Both timers are going perfect. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to start with a couple blocks going upward. Let's go with these going upward there to give us a little bit of space. Now I'm going to use a couple larger containers for this one because the thing with a large welding ship, and I'm actually going to position it like this, I think, and then maybe like this. And I'm being very particular about where I put these connections because when you're dealing with welding ships, you need these larger connections here. Otherwise, some materials can't get through. So it's very important to have large connections all the way through. Now I'm going with double storage because storage is very important on a welding ship. You're going to be carrying a lot of heavy materials, so it's important to be able to store those things. Now, since I have it set up like this, I think what we're gonna do is a double welding arm setup. So we'll go out like this, and we'll go out like this. Let's turn this around, there we go. And let's get our welders in, just so that we have them. There we go. Now this, if you watch my survival series, this is gonna look a lot like like every welding ship I build with double welding arms on the side there. Now I'm gonna try and keep a slimmer profile for this guy because it's gonna have to get into some tight spaces, right? So I don't want it to be too large. Let's get some thrust in here. I'm gonna go with probably 2 of these, and in fact, I might make it a little longer if I can. You know what? Let me turn on symmetry mode here. I always forget, but now we have symmetry mode on, so whenever we place something, it's gonna be symmetric. Now, for a welder, I kind of want to have a lot of forward and backward thrust because this welder is going to have to be facing down and up when it's welding things. So it's important to have that thrust. Let's put it on the front right there. We'll have 3 facing that way. And then how are we going to put them on the back? Let's have more than 3 facing that way, actually. How about let's have these like that. Now, maybe I make the ship a tiny bit longer because we are running out of space here to work. So let's build like this. Can I build with the newer cool looking ones? No, I don't think so. Okay, well in that case, let's build with one of these. Put that there. Then we're gonna throw on our connector like so. Okay, now what we need is a lot of battery power because this thing's gonna eat up battery power with those thrusters. So I'm gonna put 1, 2. Oh, that's loud. We'll put 2. That's gonna be a heavy ship, but you know what? It's gonna be able to do stuff. So we'll put those there. Let's get our thrusters back out because I want to stick a couple more thrusters facing backward. We're going to go thruster, thruster, thruster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna go like that. That's a lot of thrusters, I know. Actually, you know what? Let's cut out on the sides there, and let's do these like this. This is a lot of... Actually, cut that out. Yes. Cut that one out. Cut this one out. And let's make some side-facing thrusters. 1, 2, 3 facing either side. Yeah, that's a lot of thrust, but it's gonna work out. Now, right there, I want to stick my gyros. We're gonna need to get those before we forget about them. So let's put our gyro right here, and we'll throw another one right there. Perfect. We have 6 minutes. We're not even at our halfway point, and we've already got a pretty decent looking welder. Let's get a cockpit. Now, this is gonna be the hard part. I wanted to stick it kind of on the top, but I kind of want to keep this slimmer profile for in case it needs to get in larger areas. Let's use this cockpit because it looks cooler. Can we get a connection as well? We can't, but if we add it purposefully, we can actually make it connect there. So maybe we'll do that. Now, since that's pretty forward, do I want to stick these 1 block forward? I think I'm fine with how it is right now. One thing I actually like for some of my welders is the ability to pick things up as well, because I like to double it as a welding and carrying ship because it already has a lot of thrust, so it can work pretty well as a carrying ship as well. So I'm going to remove those guys right there, and I'm going to instead attach a couple more thrusters on the side where I just remove those guys. 1, 2, just like that. And then we're going to get a mag plate, and I'm going to use the large one, I think, because this will fit a little bit better. We're going to stick it right... can I put it here? Why can't I put it there? Oh, I can't put it there, but I can put it here. Okay, we'll put a large mag plate in the back right here. And we'll put a smaller mag plate maybe on the front. Although, I could maybe stick a large one here, too. Turn off symmetry for a second there. Okay, so at this point, the welder is looking pretty good. I want to add a couple of body work here. I'll turn back on my symmetry mode. So we'll add a little bit of body work on the side there. And I do this so that, hopefully... if something happens to the ship, it doesn't all combust in one big piece, as I have seen happen before with welding ships. So yeah, okay, it's looking pretty good here. Let's get this in right there. And is there anything else that I want that I might be forgetting? That's the real question. And that's looking pretty good with only 50 seconds remaining. What else do I need to add? We've got gyros, we've got thrusters in front, back, left, right, down. What else might we want on this guy? We've got connections. All the connections look good. I think we're looking pretty good here for a welding ship. This is going to be a solid one, I think. 10 seconds remaining. With 10 seconds remaining, let me add some lights, I guess. We'll add some lights on the back here and maybe some spotlights on the front right there. And I think that's going to be a welding ship. All right, perfect. Okay, 10-minute one I think is a solid welding ship. Like that would take you far. I'm very proud of this one. I think even by the 5-minute mark, it was looking good. I've never built a welding ship quite like this, but this one is kind of reminiscent of all the welding ships that I build in terms of how much thrust it has, how much carrying capacity, etc., etc. So I'm happy with the 10-minute one. Next, we're going to go ahead and build the 1-hour one. Now, the 1-hour one is going to be a little bit crazier. In fact, I made this mistake last time. Let me go ahead and remove this and add it over here because these are a little bit larger than the other ships, as you can see with those ones over there. So we're gonna build a larger welding ship than those, a 1-hour one. We have 1 hour to design and build this one. Let me get the timer set up. All right, I've got the timer on screen and I think we're ready to go. So I'm gonna update you guys every 10 minutes like I did before with the minor one in the background. And let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, bam. Let me make sure the timers are set. They are. Okay, perfect. Let's get this going. I think I'm gonna do what I did before with a hydrogen ship. I think that lends itself well to the welding ship because the welder requires a lot of thrust because it requires storing a lot of stuff. So let's get it going. Okay, we've just passed the 10-minute mark, so the first 10 minutes, and here we are. This is what I have so far. It's pretty much just the shell for hydrogen. So we've got a forward, backward hydrogen setup with a lot of tank storage, and I've got something interesting in the middle that I'm going to work on in the next, well, probably the 30-minute mark. I'll start working on that, but I think it's an interesting idea, and I'd love to see where it goes. So let's work on some storage. This is the dumbest thing ever. All right, we've passed the 40-minute mark, which means we've gone in 20 minutes, and this is what I've got so far. We basically have the forward-facing welders done. I'm gonna put one in the middle too, but I'm struggling to figure out how I'm gonna get the one around the thruster so that it can go in the middle. I think it's gonna work out though. It'll be fine. This is so dumb though. All right, we're just passing the 30-minute mark, and I think you're starting to see where we're going here with this. It's a double-sided ship. We've got the all of the whatchamacallits on one side, the welders, and we've got all of the grinders on the other side. So it's a double-sided ship. You can choose which side you need, and it'll do both actions, which I think is pretty helpful. Let me get to work on the other thing that I'm working on, which is a cool surprise. All right, we're past the next 10-minute mark, and I've done a little bit more work on this stuff. I've also added in our little secret thing, which I'm going to show you right at the end. You can see part of it right there at the bottom, but I'll show you everything at the end, and it's going to look cool. I'm adding in the cockpits now because we need some sort of, we need some sort of way to sit in this thing. So, cockpits being added. All right, we only have 9 minutes left, and this is what we have so far. I added some weapons to the top, but we have everything I think we want in here. I just need to work on getting some remaining things left. So let's do the final touches, and then we'll be right back with everything done. Lights. We have 6 seconds left. Can I add a couple more lights maybe? Maybe lights right there? Oh, there we go. There's the end right there. Okay, when all is said and done, this is the behemoth that we have after 1 hour of building. This is what we've got. So it is a hydrogen ship, just like our miner. Oh, it's significantly larger than the 1 hour miner we did. Oh my God, about the same length maybe, but bulk-wise, it's much bigger. Hey everybody, Andrew from the future here to give you a tour of this 1 hour ship. I totally forgot to do it in the video and went right on to testing, so I'm gonna give you this tour. For starters, the 1 hour ship here, the giant behemoth, has 6 welders on one side and it's got 6 grinders on the other side. So you can choose which one you want to do by sitting in the respective cockpit. Now you can control both sides from both cockpits, but it just helps a little bit. It helps a little bit with controlling the ship by sitting in the correct cockpit. The ship also has weapons, so it can defend itself in case of an attack by any reavers or anything like that. In terms of power generation, it's got 3 forms with the hydrogen engine, a couple of reactors over there, and tons of batteries underneath the ship that you can use to charge it up. The ship's got 4 large cargo containers, so it can take pretty much anything you can throw at it in terms of storage. And it is a hydrogen ship, so it can handle both space and inside the atmosphere, which is pretty neat. It can actually pick things up because it's got 2 mag plates underneath the ship on pistons. And finally, the one thing that you're probably wondering about is what is the secret that I was talking about while we were building? Well, you've probably noticed that this ship is quite the behemoth. It would be very hard for it to weld in small areas. It can only really weld things if they're out in the open and very large. That brings us to our little secret project, and some of you I'm sure have already figured this out, but deep down in the heart of the ship, we actually have a smaller welding ship right here. It's a remote-controlled, hydrogen-powered welding ship. It has a little bit of cargo and a single welder on the front, which I can't see because it's too hard to get over there too. Maybe if I... Let's see, can I get there? Yes, okay, you can kind of see it right there. It's very, very difficult to get in there, but yeah. So we have a tiny little welder in there. So in case of areas that you can't get to with the big mothership right here, you can actually take that little small ship, fill it up with whatever you need, and then fly it over into the area that you need to go to. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. We're gonna test all these ships out one by one, so let's get into the testing segment of this video, starting with the small one. All right, I have everything set up. This ship is so large, it's encroaching on the space of this one. I feel a little bit bad. It's just a tiny little gap, but let's go and test these ships out. I have a couple of little tests here. So the first one is a welding test, which we have a bunch of various things to weld. Then we have a pickup test, and that is pretty much the tests. I just want to test out these ships. Now, this one I don't think can pick up anything. It has no pickup ability, but it can certainly weld. So let's hop in. There we go. Okay, I've filled up the inventory on purpose. I want to test whether this thing is able to fly. So let's go ahead and turn our engine on, not recharge, turn these on, and we should... Okay, anyway, it's back here. Now, we don't have very much forward and backward thrust because we only have one set of thrusters, so this is going to be a little bit odd. But let's first hop over. We're going to skip this one because we cannot do it. We literally cannot move things. So, yeah, I mean, we can bump into it, I guess. That's the most we can do. If we want to move it somewhere, we can basically nudge it. That's about it. There we go. Consider it moved. All right, next we're gonna have to go over here and try and weld some stuff. So we've got some stuff on the ground here that we can weld. Oh, careful. I gotta be a little careful when I'm coming in. Now there are no tiered welders. So all these welders are gonna perform kind of the same in terms of how fast they weld blocks. But yeah, here's some heavy ones. We'll see how fast, oops, I'm gonna go in third person before I can do that. There we go. So we can see he welds up a wall pretty quickly, definitely faster than holding things by hand. But I want to see how he compares to the other ships. Now over here we have a battery that we can weld, so let's go ahead and weld up these guys. And it should be able to weld up 2 of them, yeah. And then the third one I don't think we have enough stuff for. We couldn't carry enough. Wait, hang on, we could, hang on. Anyway, this guy does perform pretty well. I like it. It's a little welder. It's a perfect first little welder if you have only a minute to make a welder. All right, let's go connect it and try out the 10-minute welder. All right, let's try out the 10-minute welder. We have a full cargo inventory. I've put in a couple of things right here. So we have tons of power cells. We have lots of steel plates. This is able to carry way more than the small one was. Let's turn this off, recharge. Let's turn our thrusters on, and then let's disconnect this. Okay, so it looks like when we try to go up, it is using all of our power, so we could do with more power, but it's actually handling pretty fine. Let's stop over here and try and pick up this thing. And we have 2 things we can pick up here, or we have 2 areas we can use to pick up. I'll use the front one. Let's try it out. Now this is a very nice cockpit, by the way. This is one of the DLC cockpits from one of the original DLCs that they added. Definitely one of the first DLCs. I forget which one it was though. But let's go ahead and connect here, and now we should be able to move this up. Yes, so even with a full cargo inventory, we're able to carry this and bring it around and stuff like that. Okay, let's go ahead and drop that and continue on to our little welding challenge. So we have a little bit of stuff to weld over here. Switch back to this, and let's give it a quick weld. See how quickly this goes. Now with double welders, this should actually go a little quicker because we can weld more things at once. So we'll plop down here, and we'll get to work. All right. I will say the cockpit's a little bit, it'll take some getting used to because I feel like I'm like right in the blocks right now, which maybe I am. I guess, yeah, the cockpit is kind of far forward. That makes it a little bit harder to weld with. So that's definitely a flaw. If I had to do this again, I would probably move those welders forward a couple blocks so they're sticking out a little bit more. And also that mag plate right there is making it a little tough. Should be a little easier as we get to these wall ones right here, because the wall ones are more natural for this guy to weld. There we go. Let's go over here and weld this one. Here are the batteries. What am I missing for the batteries? Well, I forgot to bring computers and construction components, so I can't weld the batteries. But anyway, this guy is working out pretty well. It needs more gyros when it's got a full load like this, because it's very hard to turn. These things could be sticking out just a little bit more, maybe 2 blocks out, or 3 if you want to go full thing. But all in all, it's a solid ship. I like it, and I would 10 out of 10 would build again in 10 out of 10 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and park this and try out the 1 hour miner, or 1 hour welder. I don't know why I keep calling them mining ships. They're welding ships. Yeah, this guy definitely needs more gyros. Oh, man. All right, time for the big one. Now, I don't think I mentioned it, but this one does actually have the ability to grab things with some mag plates that are down there. They're on a piston. So let's go ahead and disconnect this. I'll turn on my engines as well, because why not? Turn on my thrusters, and let's go to our... We have an entire page for disconnecting because of how many connectors we have. So let's go ahead and press number 7.
No fuel.
Whoops, no fuel. Okay, I've accidentally turned off the thrusters somehow. There we go. Okay, oh man, this thing is zippy. Oh man, it's a beast, but it's supposed to be like a mothership. Now that we're under it, you can actually see this pretty well. You can see we have a ship down there, and then you can see the mag plate on the piston as well. And you can hear the engines we have going on. So let's go ahead and move this way. Now this is hydrogen, so the hydrogen is going to go down slowly. Oh man, okay, I'm turning this off because that's not what I meant to do. Let's turn my battery on and then turn this off. There we go, much better. Okay, yeah, if you don't have any power, you'll fall out of the sky, of course. Okay, let's go here and let's lower our mag plate. So we actually need to go to this one right here, and then we need to lower the mag plate, which is going to be here. Lower that. That's about as far as it can go. That's fine. That's exactly how far we need it to go. Okay, let's go down. Get in position for this guy. And oh, okay. I said the meme.
And oh.
Okay, let's land here and connect this. Oh, I still have auto lock on that one apparently. So it did auto lock, but nice. Okay, we have it locked, and it's on a piston, so it's a little bit wiggly. And in fact, if I pulled this piston all the way back, it would probably cause some clang, which would be fun. Yeah, it causes a little bit. But anyway, yeah. So it is able to pick things up, and it's got one in the back as well, so it's got 2 of those. So let's go ahead and drop that, and plop. Okay, let's head over here. Now this guy, I don't know how, I have no clue how well this is gonna go when it comes to welding. Because if you think about it, this guy is kind of unwieldy, this big guy right here. However, it should at least be able to weld things that are out in the open like this, right? So, but you are gonna have to use third person to see that. What did I just drop? Oh, it's entirely possible that some of the blocks that I have in here are gonna get hydrogen thrusted, because I didn't actually test this beforehand. It might be able to weld this entire set though in one go, and that would be a real big win if it could. So let's go ahead and aim forward. Oh, I never added, you know what? Okay, we're gonna go into creative mode for this one. I never added that. That's why it's so easily flyable, because I never actually added any stuff to it. Don't worry, we'll add stuff to it and test how unwieldy it gets, but we're just for this, we're using creative mode to weld everything. It is not able to weld an entire, it's almost able to weld the entire 6 block area. Oh, it is actually. It got some of that block. I think maybe if you position it just right, it can weld the entire area. But it has a little bit of trouble. So, but it is able to weld things like this pretty quickly. And then the wall, let's give the wall a try. This should actually go very quickly. Yep, the wall goes insanely quickly. And let's try this one out right here. These batteries. Now the batteries are a little harder because they're not in a great position, but we're still able to weld them. Perfect. Now I want to test out how unwieldy this thing is. So let me go ahead and throw a bunch of heavy things inside the cargo and see how it handles that. All right, we've got 4 large cargos. All of the cargos on the ship are full, and this thing's not falling. It's a little unwieldy. We could use some more gyros, I'll say, but it's actually handling pretty well. Yeah, it's definitely able to go around. Now let's test out the little miniature welder we have on here, because I want to see about that. Let's say we wanted to get some of those blocks, but we like that block down in the bottom right of those batteries, but we don't really want to get down there because this thing's a little unwieldy. So let's plop onto this thing. Let's put our cameras on here. All right, let's give this a try. Okay, so let's go to one of our cameras, and then let's go ahead and disconnect that, and we are out. Okay, we have a bunch of cameras we can select from this guy, but this one right here is easiest because we see the welder in front of us. Actually, what I should do, let me move the cameras over one so I can throw my welder there. Okay, there we go. Now this guy is a little hydrogen guy. You can kind of see it. It's down there. Here, let's actually go look at it real quick. Our fuel's critical, but we're in creative, so it's fine. Let's look at this guy. So it's actually got all of the things you would need for a hydrogen ship. It does not have hydrogen generation, so it will not take ice and generate hydrogen itself. It needs to be connected to this guy in order to do that. By the way, you can see all the innards now when you look at it like this, so it's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah. So that is it. It's got a lot of bells and whistles. Well, actually, like no bells and whistles, but a lot of the stuff that you would need for, you know, just a general ship. But anyway, let's get back into it. So let me hop over here, and we should be able to. I don't think I can connect to it like that anymore, but I'll have to go into K, remote access, and then grab this one. It should be. Yep. All right, and let's head down over here and weld. Let's see if we can weld this guy. Now we're still in creative mode, so we don't have anything on us right now. We didn't do the transfer of anything, but this thing does have an inventory. It has a medium cargo container to be able to carry stuff, so I think that's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and weld up stuff like that. Yeah, this little guy, it's very fast. Oh my gosh. It's gonna go through all of its hydrogen really quickly, but wow, this guy's quick. Let's see what cameras it has. So number 2 right here is our front-facing camera. That's the main one. This one right here is our connector camera. It's for connecting. So if I were to, you can actually see it down there. If I were to come over here and try to connect to this guy, I think it's got to be facing this way. I can just navigate myself kind of under it, go to this camera, and then I can see where I need to go. So I need to go forward here and then that sort of thing. Okay. So number 4 right here is a back camera. Number 5 is another back camera, I think. And number 6 is another back camera. Those ones are upside down. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay. Excellent. Turn off my stuff. Okay. Anyway, let's reconnect this and return to base. RTB. Oh, wow. Okay. Wait, what did I just, I think I just unconventionally locked myself on. Look at this. Whoops. I accidentally got close enough to that guy so that we connected. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's gonna be okay. Actually, it's not great, is it? Okay, auto lock off. Switch lock, please. Can actually move it like this too. But let's check this. We'll go up, and there we go. Connect that right there, and switch that to recharge. Switch these two off, and perfect.
Fuel critical.
There we go. All right, that is our large ship. Let's head back to base, and we'll park this thing. Actually handles very well with the full load. Now you'll notice that the full load is only 700,000 kilograms, so it's not nearly as much as the mining ship over there had, which went up to like, I think it could carry up to 2 million, but full load was 1.8 million, so that's pretty good.
Fuel.
Oh, you know what we didn't try? We actually have one more thing to try before we go anywhere. Let's try the grinders out. Let's try and break down this wall. We don't want this wall here anymore. Tear down that wall. These are all heavy armor. So we'll break through it, and it'll take a second, but ultimately the wall is no match for the ship. Yeah, goodbye wall. Grinding, welding, whatever you need, it's got it. It's got it handled. Although it could use more gyros, I'll admit. All right, everybody, that's going to be the end of this video, this 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour challenge. This is what we came up with, the 1 minute ship right here with lopsided thrusters because I was not paying attention. And then the 10-minute ship right here, which works fine, but could use maybe a little extension on those arms there and maybe a couple more gyros as well. And then the 1 hour ship, which is full of bells and whistles. It's even acts as a mothership to a smaller ship. I think this thing is perfect if you are going a long haul and need to carry a lot of stuff, need to bring a bunch of stuff with you, or if you need to go into space because it can handle space as well as the planet. But anyway, yeah, that is going to be this. All of these ships are going to be available on the workshop in the description below if you want to check them out. If you have any comments about what we did here or how we could have maybe made them better or any sort of thing like that, please leave them in the comments section. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed and want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. If you want to join our Patreon, there's a link for that in the description. If you want to join our Discord server, there's a link for that in the description as well. With that, I will see you all in the next video.